Ways of regarding nature. Addition. In order to find the notion of the philosophy of nature, we have first to indicate the notion of the knowledge of nature in general, and then to develop the distinction between physics and the philosophy of nature. What is nature? It is through the knowledge and the philosophy of nature that we propose to find the answer to this general question. We find nature before us as an enigma and a problem, the solution of which seems to both attract and repel us. It attracts us in that spirit has a presentiment of itself in nature. It repulses us in that nature is an alienation in which spirit does not find itself. From this arose Aristotle's dictum that philosophy has its origin in wonder. We begin to observe and we collect data from the multifarious formations and laws of nature, which may be pursued for their own sake into endless detail in all directions, and because we can see no end to this procedure, it leaves us unsatisfied. What is more, despite all this wealth of knowledge, the question, what is nature, can always be asked and never completely answered. It remains a problem. When we see nature's processes and transmutations, we want to grasp its simple essence and force this Proteus to relinquish his transformations, to reveal himself to us, and to speak out. Not so that he merely dupes us with an ever-changing variety of new forms, but so that he renders himself to consciousness in a more simple way, through language. This quest for being has a multiple meaning. It is merely the matter of a name if we ask, what sort of plant is this? If we know the name, it may be a matter of perception. If, for example, I do not know what a box compass is, I merely have to get someone to show me the instrument, and then I can say that I know. In the question, what is this man? Is refers to his status, but this is not its meaning if we ask, what is nature? The meaning of this question, when we ask it because we want to know what the philosophy of nature is the object of this investigation. We could resort immediately to the philosophical idea and say that the philosophy of nature should provide us with the idea of nature. To begin in this way might, however, be confusing. Our task is to grasp the idea itself in its concreteness, and so to apprehend and bring together its different determinations. In order to take possession of the idea, we therefore have to work through a series of determinations, by means of which the idea first comes into being for us. Now, if we take these determinations in forms known to us, and say that we wish to relate ourselves thinkingly to nature, we are immediately presented with still further ways in which to relate ourselves to it. I shall introduce these here not in the interest of completeness, but so that we may find in them the raw material or moments which necessarily belong to the cognition of the idea, and which we are aware of earlier, particularized as the various ways of regarding nature. In this way we shall reach the point at which the characteristic feature of our undertaking becomes apparent. We relate ourselves to nature, partly in practice and partly in theory. A contradiction in the theoretical view will become apparent and will, in the third instance, open the way to our standpoint. In order to resolve the contradiction, we must incorporate what is peculiar to the practical relationship, and in this way both the practical and theoretical approaches will be united and integrated into totality.